If anyone thought Meghan Markle's Hollywood comeback era was finally getting the momentum she's been dreaming of, oh, honey, sit down, grab a drink because the tea tonight is scalding. This time the shade wasn't quiet, it wasn't delicate, and it definitely wasn't some polite Beverly Hills subtlety. No, this shade was delivered with the kind of effortless brutality only one woman could pull off. Adele, the British icon of powerhouse vocals, the queen of zero-nonsense vibes, and apparently, the queen of the cold shoulder. She didn't just ignore Meghan. She created weather. People at Kris Jenner's birthday party literally felt the temperature drop around her. Picture this: Jeff Bezos's $165 million Beverly Hills mansion glowing like a polished diamond, guests pulling up in limousines like it's the Grammys after the Grammys, lights sparkling, cameras flashing, and everyone floating around like royalty. Then suddenly, Meghan Markle arrives, dressed like she's auditioning for the next James Bond movie. She's glowing, she's confident, she's convinced the universe has finally aligned to give her a Hollywood welcome party wrapped in diamonds. But Hollywood? Oh, Hollywood had plotted something entirely different. Because across the room, Adele was standing with A-listers, sipping her drink, laughing effortlessly, living her very best life, and very intentionally refusing to give Meghan even a millimeter of attention. No glance, no smile, not even that strained head tilt you give someone when you don't like them but you still pretend for the sake of manners. Nothing. She iced her out like Meghan wasn't even there. And what makes this even more explosive? This wasn't the first time Adele snubbed Meghan, but this time, it wasn't behind closed doors. It was in front of Hollywood's elite. The exact people Meghan has been trying so hard to impress. The whispers. Instant. The shockwaves. Immediate. But baby, that was just the appetizer. Because the moment Meghan and Harry stepped out of the car that night, the energy around them shifted like the mansion itself sensed the drama entering their vibes. Total opposites. Meghan stepped out glowing like she just won an award. Her hair perfect, her dress showing every curve with red carpet precision, her smile stretching wider than the Beverly Hills skyline. This party, Kris Jenner's ultra-exclusive 70th birthday bash, was Meghan's dream stage, her golden ticket, her proof that she belonged. Harry, though? He stepped out looking like he'd been dragged there as emotional collateral. His face tense, his shoulders tight, his hand gripping Meghan's arm like he was being escorted into a haunted house. He looked miserable before he even reached the front gates. And when they did, conversations dipped, eyes darted, faces stiffened. It wasn't an "oh look royals" reaction, it was a "oh they came" reaction, just the kind of reception Meghan absolutely did not imagine for her big Hollywood moment. Because let's be honest, this wasn't an ordinary birthday party. This was the Olympics of power networking. The type of event where every person is either wealthy enough to buy a country, famous enough to break the internet, or influential enough to get you in rooms dreams are made of. Meghan genuinely thought she was one of them. But the vibe? Pure ice. And right in the middle of that frozen atmosphere were two women Meghan desperately wished she could impress: Mariah Carey and Martha Stewart. These are women who don't need to say a thing to shade you. Their eyelashes shade you. Their presence shades you. Their silence has its own red carpet entrance. Mariah Carey had already made her feelings clear weeks earlier. Someone asked her if she'd met any royals, and she skipped right past Meghan and mentioned Fergie, a non-working royal who hasn't been relevant in decades. The internet went crazy. Mariah recognized Fergie, but not Meghan? That's shade that echoes through centuries. So imagine Meghan standing just feet from Mariah. No smile from Mariah. No wave, no acknowledgement. Nothing. Mariah moved around the room like Meghan was part of the furniture. Then there's Martha Stewart, queen of elevated shade. She doesn't do messy drama. She does expensive, classy, slow-burn insults wrapped in elegance. She once said, "I hope Meghan knows what she's doing." In Martha language, that translates to, she absolutely does not know what she's doing. Martha built a real empire through decades of work and reinvention. Meghan built interviews and brand pitches. So Meghan wanders, smiling too hard, trying to find someone, anyone, who'd greet her without flinching, someone who didn't secretly have a problem with her, someone who didn't treat her like social TNT, and she thought that person might be Adele Lorde. Sweet, hopeful Meghan. Here comes the part the internet exploded over. Adele, the Adele, rarely shows up to Hollywood parties. She doesn't care for clout events, she doesn't do fluff, she only attends gatherings hosted by people she genuinely respects. So the fact she came to Kris Jenner's birthday was already crazy, but the fact that Meghan tried to approach her, that's where the meltdown began. Remember, Meghan had tried to send Adele a luxury Archewell gift basket before. Packed with ridiculously overpriced lemons and jars of jam covered in fancy ribbon, Adele reportedly sent it right back. No thank you, no smiley, no cute idea, just returned, like an Amazon item that didn't fit. So when Meghan spotted Adele across the room, standing with A-list friends, chatting, glowing in her gorgeous, low-key way, Meghan saw an opportunity for redemption. Harry probably thought the same. After all, he and Adele actually had a friendly connection in the past, so they started walking toward her. Witnesses swear the air changed. Adele suddenly became very animated. He was someone else. She turned her shoulders, lifted her drink. Never once moved her eyes toward Meghan and Harry, not even accidentally. Meghan slowed down, trying to catch her attention. Harry hesitated, waiting for that familiar Adele nod. Adele continued laughing and talking like the couple didn't exist. Not in a rude way, not in a dramatic way, simply in a "these are my boundaries and you're not inside them" way. And that hit harder than a thrown drink. While Meghan was juggling awkward energy in Beverly Hills, something symbolic was unfolding across the world in London. Prince George, calm, composed, rising into his future, stepped into a meaningful role at Remembrance Sunday. He looked poised, respectful, already growing into the responsibility of being a future king. Meanwhile, Harry was standing near Kris Jenner's indoor fountain, looking like he needed emotional CPR. The contrast? Brutal. One prince rising, one prince fading, one being shaped for duty, one wandering around a mansion filled with disco lights and influencers. And whether Meghan admits it or not, this contrast is becoming a storyline the world can't ignore. After a night filled with tight smiles, cold shoulders, and whispers behind sparkling glasses, the photos hit the internet. And then chaos. People analyzed every expression. Harry looked drained, slumped, lost. Meghan looked like she was hosting the Oscars. Their energy was miles apart, the kind of contrast no PR team can edit away. People began asking louder questions. Why does Harry look so unhappy? Why does Meghan look thrilled? Are they even aligned anymore? Insiders started murmuring too. They said this night exposed deeper cracks, clashing goals, widening emotional distance, very different ambitions. This wasn't just a bad night. It was a public unraveling of an image they tried so hard to protect. And for Hollywood, the message was loud: Netflix deals underperforming, Spotify cutting ties entirely, Meghan's lifestyle brand delayed over and over, Harry's memoir backlash, lingering celebrities quietly avoiding association, no major roles, no big wins, drama overshadowing everything. Hollywood doesn't dislike them. Hollywood is simply bored of them, and Hollywood has one rule: if you stop making money or headlines, your invitations get fewer and colder. And then there was Adele, the final punctuation in the night's message. Her snub was the moment everyone understood the truth Meghan didn't want to face. You can't force your way into this story, and this room doesn't owe you a place. And with that, the Hollywood fantasy Meghan hoped for slipped even further out of reach, and the most heartbreaking part? Meghan didn't even seem to realize how obvious the whole situation looked from the outside. She kept smiling, adjusting her hair, repositioning herself near important people as if one of them might finally turn and say, "Oh, Meghan, there you are, come join us." But instead, they kept sliding away, forming tighter circles, whispering behind manicured hands. It wasn't loud rejection. It was the quiet kind, the kind that stings more because nobody says it out loud. They just show you. Harry noticed it too. At one point, he reportedly stepped aside, staring at the glowing pool lights like he wished he could teleport back to Montecito. Meghan nudged him, trying to pull him back into the scene, but his face said everything. He wasn't just uncomfortable. He was defeated, like he realized in real time that the Hollywood dream Meghan promised him wasn't turning into the fairy tale he signed up for. And when the couple finally left the party, Meghan still kept her head high for the cameras. But insiders say her smile dropped the second the car door shut, because even she knew the night didn't lift her status, it exposed it.